Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Steffy Forrester will fight to ban Hope Logan from Forrester Creations again. So these rivals will face off with stunning results. Steffy will get good news when Rich Forrester and Eric Forrester reveal that Carter Walton eventually had a change of heart. Carter tore up the LLC papers and restored the Forresters' power. But he did it on the condition that Hope for the Future wouldn't be cancelled. Once Steffy gets updates on that part, she'll fly into a rage over Hope remaining at the company after everything she's done. Steffy still blames Hope for swaying Carter into this preemption, so she won't suppose they can trust her enough to let her stick around. Although Steffy will presumably have her dubieties about Hope for the Future's rejuvenescence anyway, she may get proof soon enough. The figures may be on Hope's side, but Steffy will put up a fight on Hope's involvement in her family's business. Of course, Ridge and Eric may want to surrender on this, especially if Hope for the Future is eventually on the road to success. Steffy, on the other hand, may fight to cut the line and completely ban Hope from the company again. All this is erecting to a major showdown between Steffy and Hope. Hope and Steffy will face off over Hope for the Future, as well as the part Hope will play at Forrester Creations moving forward. It's worth mentioning that Hope preliminarily declared she couldn't go back to answering to Steffy. Hope surely wouldn't be pleased over Carter restoring Forrester power, since she'll know it means further Steffy drama. Although Steffy will inescapably come Hope's worst agony, that may be better than the volition. Hope wouldn't want her line to end permanently, so will she be willing to take orders from Steffy? Anyhow, Steffy wouldn't suppose Hope belongs at Forrester Creations, so she may do everything in her power to push her out. Hope and Steffy's feud will soar to new heights. Brooke commended in Hope about her moping passions for Ridge and her frustration over being dissociated from his life. Their discussion shifted to Carter and Daphne Rose, with Brooke shocked to learn about their kiss. Hope admitted she believes Daphne Rose had manipulated Carter, though she conceded he was also responsible for his conduct. Meanwhile, at the Forrester manse, Ridge, Eric and Steffy suspected that Bill was responsible for Luna's amnesty. Still, their main focus remained on reclaiming Forrester Creations, with Steffy crediting Daphne Rose for impacting Carter's perspective. They were sure that moment was the day they eventually rise back over to the top. At the office, Daphne Rose prompted Carter to admit his feelings about missing Ridge, and expressed her belief that Hope had been using him. Latterly, she met with Steffy, who noticed Daphne had developed passions for Carter. While Daphne remained uncertain about Carter's ultimate decision, she hoped he'd hear to his heart. Meanwhile, back at the office, Ridge and Eric brazened Carter, prompting him to return the company. Carter, reflecting on his history, admitted he missed them. He agreed to do what's right if they agreed to keep Hope for the Future. Deal. With that, Carter tore up the LLC paperwork and restored Forrester Creations to its due possessors. Verity sooner. Back at Forrester, Carter officially handed control of the company back, coordinating with Ridge and Eric. In an unconcerned moment, he returned Eric's stapler as a final gesture of check, marking a new chapter for Forrester Creations. Away, Luna brazened Poppy about the lifelong deception regarding her father. She indicted her mama of keeping her from Finn and allowing her to believe Bill might be her father, despite knowing the verity each on. Their emotional exchange revealed Luna's deep resentment, particularly over how different her life could have been had she known the verity sooner. She indeed tried to condemn her nonage for getting a killer, a sentiment Poppy didn't countersign. In a tense battle at the sanitarium, Lee brazened her family, Poppy, criminating her of betraying the family by engaging in a relationship with Lee's son. Overwhelmed with wrathfulness, Lee nearly boggled her family but thankfully came to her senses just in time. She expressed her nausea and labeling Poppy's conduct as sickening. Poppy defended herself, averring that her connection with Finn was genuine and not snide, but Lee remained undecided, emphasizing the domestic treason and the performing complications, including the birth of a son who latterly committed serious crimes. Meanwhile, at Bill's Hearthstone, Baker blazoned that Luna had been officially pardoned, leaving Steffy and her family in shock and unbelief. Steffy incontinently suspected Bill's involvement in securing Luna's release, given his history of controversial opinions. Despite Luna's pleas for understanding and an alternate chance, Steffy and her family remained bent in their misprision, covenanting to fight the amnesty and keep Luna down from their lives. The pressure escalated as Bill ordered everyone to leave his house, leading to a heated exchange where Ridge indicted Bill of venturing his granddaughter by supporting Luna. Steffy made it clear to Luna that she'd no way be part of their family, and Finn, torn between his domestic ties, dithered but eventually sided with Steffy. Formerly alone, Bill verified that yes, he did arrange Luna's amnesty. He believed in her, but not enough to keep her in his house. It was time for Luna to pack her bags and go. At Il Giardino, Deacon and Sheila bandied the recent events, particularly Luna's conduct that led to the deaths of Tom and Hollis. Deacon expressed his frustration and grief over the loss of his musketeers, while Sheila conceded Luna's guilt, suggesting that some individualities, like Luna, merited to be locked for life. This discussion stressed the broader impact of Luna's conduct on the community and the moping sense of injustice felt by those affected. At Bill's place, pressures escalated as Ridge angrily brazened Bill, questioning how he could release Luna from captivity. Taylor raised enterprises about the peril Bill's decision posed to their family. Luna, hopeless to avoid returning to captivity, prayed Finn for help, claiming she'd die if forced back. Finn still reminded her that despite their connection, she had killed 2 people and attacked Steffy. Steffy and Ridge claimed Luna should return to captivity to face the consequences of her conduct. Bill admitted that he might have surpassed but justified his conduct by wanting to step up for Luna in a way no bone had done for him. Meanwhile, at Il Giardino, Deacon and Sheila bandied the complications of Poppy's relationship with Luna. They suspected about Poppy's disgruntlement from Lee, and wondered if Luna's conduct had impacted their dynamic. Sheila, despite some misgivings, believed the tragedy might lead to a better relationship between the sisters. In discrepancy, Deacon raised dubitation about Poppy's motives, which Sheila tried to play down. At the sanitarium, Poppy commended in Lee about her enterprises for Luna, revealing that her counsel was responding to her. Lee surprisingly revealed that Luna was at Bill's place, and Poppy was taken suddenly that Lee also knew that Finn was Luna's father. The wars of all wars waged as Lee went ballistic and attacked her family. She seized Poppy and held her to the wall by her throat. As the situation at Bill's place unfolded, Steffy called Baker, who rushed over to take Luna into guardianship, though she argued that her ankle examiner made her stay legal. Still, Chief Baker got some shocking and unanticipated news: Luna had been pardoned. Everyone's jaws were on the bottom. At Bill's place, Steffy brazened Bill about getting Luna out of captivity, criminating him of going too far indeed for him. She was maddened, demanding to know how he could conceivably do such a thing, questioning if he used his connections or backhanders. Bill calmly explained that he and Luna participated a deep understanding due to their knowledge trauma, but Steffy was furious, arguing that Luna, who nearly killed her, should no way see the outside of captivity. She hovered to call the police, but Bill tried to justify his conduct. Meanwhile, Finn, at his office, was reflecting on Sheila's words about the unbreakable bond between a parent and child. He entered a textbook from Steffy asking about the situation with Luna. Lee also entered, noticing his torture, and he revealed a shocking secret about his history. Finn confessed to Lee that commodity had happened between him and her family, Poppy, when they were youngish. He explained that, despite Poppy's denials, he latterly learned that Luna was his son, not Tom Starr's, and had taken a maternity test to confirm it. Lee was affrighted, but Finn was devastated by Poppy's treason. Just also, Finn entered news that Luna was staying at Bill's house under house arrest, and Steffy was there defying her. Lee, still in shock, transferred a textbook to Poppy, demanding to see her urgently. Meanwhile, at Il Giardino, Poppy was startled by Lee's textbook but felt a small relief that she now had a family again, despite everything that had happened. Back at Bill's, Steffy was bent in transferring Luna back to captivity. Luna, contending for mercy and prayed for help, claiming she wasn't the same person who committed those crimes. Just also, Ridge and Taylor arrived, furious at Bill's decision to help Luna, with Ridge questioning how Bill could let someone who tried to kill the mama of his grandchild out of captivity. Despite Bill's explanations about Luna's history, trauma, and mistreatment in captivity, Ridge and Taylor were adamant that she should remain behind bars. Luna, hopeless, was relieved to see Finn burst in and contended with him to intermediate and help her return to captivity. Everyone in the room looked at Finn, staying for his response. At Bill's place, Steffy brazened Luna, calling her a monster and questioning Bill's decision to bring her out of jail. Luna expressed deep remorse for her conduct, especially towards Steffy, as she was Finn's woman. Steffy roughly reminded Luna that she was no way going to have a relationship with Finn, indeed if they participated blood. Luna tried to explain that she was a part of Finn and that Hayes was her family now, but Steffy was furious. Bill surfaced and Steffy exploded, furious that he'd cover Luna, a person who had tried to kill her. The pressure between them was palpable as Steffy pledged to ensure Luna would be transferred back to captivity. Meanwhile, Finn was at work, reflecting on how one's conduct affected present circumstances. Sheila appeared at his office, seeing that commodity was bothering him. Despite his asseveration that he was fine, Sheila pushed for him to talk, indeed if it was about Steffy. She expressed her remorse over not being part of Finn's life, lamenting that she had lost the chance to be his mama. Back at Forrester Creations, Hope and Carter dissented over Daphne Rose. With Hope averring she demanded to be transferred back to Paris after betraying their trust. Daphne Rose still defended Carter's principles and argued that Hope had used him. Pressures rose as Hope indicted Daphne of trying to steal Carter from her. In the end, Carter sided with Daphne, believing that keeping her in Los Angeles was stylish for the company. Hope stormed off and Daphne, putatively unbothered, remarked on the drama within the family.